Welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara Breen, and joining me this week are Andy Parsons, Holly Walsh and Ramesh Ranganathan, Rob Beckett, Hugh Dennis and Milton Jones. We start with a round called If This Is the Answer, What is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Holly, which category would you like?
Can we have home news?
OK, home news it is. The answer is no. What
is that going to be about,
I have no
Dara?
idea what story this could possibly refer to. What is the question, Holly?
Is it UKIP's immigration policy?
Is it do Man United have a defence?
Is it how should you not answer the question, did you pack these bags yourself?
Is it what is the least uttered word in a porn film?
Is it what did his friends call Nostradamus?
Is it what type of oil painting is John Prescott?
Is it the answer to the question, do you want to be in my gang, my gang, my gang?
Is it can Tesco's financial director count?
If we could possibly now move you towards a correct answer.
Is it normal to take all your clothes off to have a poo?
Is it would Dara look sensible in a Fiat Cinquecento?
Is it do I have a tiny willy?
Is it once you're over 60, should you trust a fart?
Is it what the Scottish people said in the referendum?
It is exactly that. Thank you very much, Andy Parsons. That's right. Of course, the question I was looking for was, how did Scotland vote in last week's independence referendum? The vote, which had a remarkable turnout of nearly 85%, saw the No campaign win with 55.3% of the vote, compared to the Yes campaign's 44.7%. What do you think swung it in the end, then?
I think it's probably that more people voted no than yes.
It's a level of analysis we're very proud of.
According to Alex Salmond, it was, you know, a lot of people over 55 in Scotland voted no. In fact, both of them voted no.
The good thing about voting for an independent Scotland is once you put your X in a box, you can cut it out and use it as a little flag.
I thought it was quite lucky for Alex Salmond in some ways that he didn't actually win. Because I think if he had won, his grin might have been so big that he might have eaten himself.
It was also swung supposedly by there was a poll, wasn't there? There was one poll which put the yes ahead, and they think that was a rogue poll, didn't they?
It was a YouGov poll that was 51-49. There would be one guy in the YouGov office who's had an awkward meeting where they went, Terry, every poll, even the results, except your poll, Terry. Who did you ask? Who did you ask?
I love the phrase rogue poll because it sounds like an unwanted erection.
Actually sounds like a Daily Mail headline. I read.
Rogue polls. Rogue polls have been ruining this country. Then they ruined Scotland. Unbelievable.
It's so embarrassing for David Cameron, just after this poll came out, then suddenly he's like, we'll give you loads of powers, honestly, and we'll give you cakes, and it's going to be amazing. Like, please stay. We're really going to look after you, I promise. It's going to be incredible. We're going to have a theme park and a roller coaster and whatever you want. Please stay, please.
And now they've decided to stay, and he's going, oh, yeah. I said a lot of things, didn't I?
What I didn't understand about the Scottish election thing was, if the Scottish didn't want to be part of Great Britain, where were they going to live?
the big question which was asked on the night, and it was amazing how quickly it was asked. What was the major question people were asking then on the night?
It wasn't yes or no.
No, it very quickly became, what does this mean for England? Like, within 10 minutes, Scotland was like, oh, hang on, we're still here, you know. Let's go back down to London and ask people what it means for England. Well, this is what I think it means for England. Well, what do you think? I think it means this for England. And Scotland only go, we've not even given you the results yet. Yeah, we know
the Welsh have been complaining, haven't they? And it's fair enough. It was always going to be, you know, the Scots got a parliament and the Welsh got an assembly. You know, so the Scottish had a proper parliament and the Welsh, they just had a quick head count followed by singing Morning is Broken.
The Welsh are getting stroppy, actually. I was in Cardiff in Waterstones recently. I asked for Pride and Prejudice and the bloke said, I'm proud to be Welsh and I hate the English.
But it will never stop, so you get down to smaller and smaller areas, won't you, wanting power. There'll be referenda in smaller and smaller areas, and then you don't know how to... It's the question in the referendum, I guess. We say in the North East it would have... You couldn't have yes, no. It would have to be aye and no. In Essex, it would be all right and bollocks to that. And in Kensington and Chelsea, it would be no and OMG, totes defo ya.
In other news, what has Prince Charles said is the largest challenge facing the world today?
Is it narrow doorways and you get your ears caught?
It's climate change.
Yes,
Isn't
it's
it?
climate change rather than the
not
narrow
ears
doorways.
thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was ice buckets.
It's not ice buckets. No, our ice buckets are the reason for climate change.
No, but they are one of the biggest challenges in...
They are. They are. Everyone has to do it at some stage.
Charles is worried, apparently, because we've only got another 30 years until climate change might be irreversible. And he's therefore worried that it might ruin his coronation.
This is Charles yesterday on the Royal Yacht, which is not quite as impressive as it used to be.
Is this a summit in New York?
Yes, he's at in New York.
China and India have not turned up to the summit, and they're like the worst ones for climate change, which is ridiculous. It's like Oscar Pistorius not going to an Oscar Pistorius trial, isn't it? And he's got the biggest carbon footprint going. That's the thing. I like a bit of climate change, isn't it? It's like I was in the garden yesterday. It's September. It's lovely. It's October soon. Sitting in the garden still. No? Do you not have gardens?
That's weather. That's not climate.
Yeah, where does the weather come from? The climate. All I'm saying is, if it goes up a bit, you know, it's not that hot in Lewisham. It's nice to have a couple of extra degrees.
I'm glad you're having a nice day in the garden.
Thank you.
And I'm sure there's a polar bear somewhere going, all right, this seems to be getting smaller, but at least Lewisham is having a nice day today.
We've had a rough few years. And I'm not going to bump into him anyway, am I?
I would love the ding-dong, and you open your door and there's a polar bear and they're going...
Well, to be fair, luckily, because
holding a tiny piece of ice under his arm.
To be fair...
My house!
Because of the narrow doorways, you won't even be able to get in anyway.
The United Nations, they're encouraging people to go vegetarian, aren't they? Because apparently one of the big problems with climate change is all these cows farting. So, yeah, either we've got to eat less meat or we need to give the cows a bit of Pepto-Bismol.
I don't understand that, because, like, if the cows farting is causing the problem, then surely eating them is the solution. I mean...
You think we're eating cows as a way of saving, you know, we should quick, we've got to eat all the cows before they fart us into a climate change.
The thing, I mean, I'm speaking as a vegan, by the way, but there is a logical disconnect here, because, like, you know, you say that, you know, you don't want to have all these animals that are farting, whatever, but there is this point we have to go. We'd have to just, what do we do? Just release them into the public?
On the unlikely circumstance, the rest of us who aren't vegans suddenly go, do you know what? No. Not going to that. No more meat. We all go, no more beef. There'll be a load of cattle farmers going, what am I supposed to do with this lot then? And you go, well, you just let them go. No. Let them go back into the wild where they belong.
Feed them to the polar bears.
How is Paul McCartney trying to help cut emissions?
He's doing a creepy rap.
We can show the creepy rap. But I must warn you, once you've seen the creepy rap, you can't unsee the creepy rap. It's one of those things, actually, yeah. He's, I think for Meat Free Monday that he wanted to do, so he did a recorded video and slipped into some unusual character towards the end. This is Paul McCartney's Meat Free Monday rap.
Please just log in, pledge.meatfreemondays, or one word, .com. Pledge.meatfreemondays.com. 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 You can do it right now, please.
Do you know what? I mean, I don't mind the rapping, but the impression of my dad at the end was just... I'm not sure about Meat Free Monday, you know, like, because when... I mean, again, speaking as a vegan, but my problem with it is...
Are you a vegan? Listen, get on board, all right?
Jesus.
You guys disgust me.
Yes.
You cheese and meat-eating pricks.
Anyway, please, every part of the show, preface every topic we do with, as a vegan.
My point is, Dara, if I may...
The pizza!
Oh, mate, I'll tell you what, pizza, nightmare, right?
Of course, you've missed the main ingredient.
I love pizza, ordered a pizza, right, with no cheese, right? No cheese.
Yeah.
What I didn't realise is not only does cheese add flavour, it also has an adhesive quality. What I got was a box of bread with some vegetables in the corner of the box.
OK, at the end of that round, the point's going to Ramesh, Holly and Andy. Now we play a round called English Jokes for English People. This game involves Ramesh and Milton, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launch the wheel of news, and whoever chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is education. Who wants to come on that? Ramesh.
Well, as a vegan... I wanted to supplement my son's education, so I'm helping him to learn to read. That's one of the things that I'm doing, and helping your child to read is one of the most magical and rewarding things that you can do as a parent, on day one. After that, it's one of the most frustrating, annoying, I'd rather punch myself in the face repeatedly than ever do this again activity that you can ever do. And let me tell you why. They do not care about making sense. Right? They'll just read all the easy words. When they get to one they don't know, instead of trying, they'll just look at the picture and just throw something random into the sentence without any regard for what effect that has on what they're saying. And I'm supposed to not get angry. I'm supposed to not get angry when my son goes, Jack went strawberry? How could that be what it said? How could it be Jack went strawberry? What are you talking about? What would that even look like? How could that be what it said? Tell me. I tell you what, you think that's what it said, you go strawberry now. Go on. Right, go strawberry. That's what you think it said. Stop crying, go strawberry. Go strawberry. Why don't you do it? Go kiwi then, I don't give a shit. You're not doing it, are you? I tell you why not, because it doesn't make any bloody sense. My wife thinks I'm overreacting.
Thank you very much, Ramesh. OK, that leaves us with Milton. So let's see what you've been at for Milton. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is family.
My uncle, he was a cruel man. He knew we lived in a bungalow, yet every year for Christmas we always got a slinky. It's a miracle my sister's getting married. I went to the printers to get the invites done. He said, well, what typeface? I went... She seems to like him. My grandfather, during the war, he broke the Enigma code machine. Then he went AWOL. Well, it's not quite true. Then he became an owl. My grandmother, she's been talking about downsizing, and now she's in a little urn. My other grandmother, she was a children's writer. You may have seen her book, Jack Goes Strawberry. I haven't always been popular with my family as a vegan. That doesn't normally work. Recently, my family all clubbed together and got me a voucher for a clinic in Switzerland. Thank you.
Hey, well done. Point down to Mr. Jones. Come on back in. Our next round is called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what's happening. So what is going on here?
Is it an advert for Match.com? Literally anybody can find love.
He said, every time I look in the mirror, I see a woman.
Is he saying, apart from the door frame and this coffee mug, is there super glue anywhere else?
The caption probably says, he wears blue twill non-iron with button-down collar. She wears a look of exasperation.
Yes, that is his wife, Justine Thornton, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his wife saying, if I get rid of the spider, will you go back in?
Hey, don't joke. Don't joke. It's spider season, all right?
Oh, there's some massive spiders knocking about.
Do you know why there's so many spiders now? Do you know why
Why are there so many spiders?
Because it's hot, because of climate change. That's just how trend about in Lewisham.
Oh, no!
Yeah, swings and roundabouts for
isn't
Lewisham
it?
now, isn't it? Like a Sydney garden. But look at dum, this huge spider coming down the garden. All 8 legs.
Is he saying, in one hand I have a mug, and the other hand I'm using to do a little reshuffle?
Tragically, he's probably saying, well, I put 7 o'clock on the invite. It's nearly midnight.
All right. Somebody tell me what it actually is.
Is it so it's doing a Labour Party conference?
Yeah, that's good enough.
is.
Of course it is. You're absolutely right. Thank you very much. Well done.
Thanks,
That's something to do with the
guys.
Labour government. Of course it is. Yes, of course. It's a picture of Ed Miliband and his wife Justine Thornton, who were in Manchester this week for the Labour Party conference, giving his big speech on Tuesday afternoon. How is he doing?
His current personal approval ratings are -46. The only place they're lower is within his own family.
-46 sounds like a temperature at North Pole, which apparently is not cold enough.
Yeah, but you're mistaken, because that's not climate change, mate. That's just the weather.
Yeah, exactly. The thing about Miliband is not really what he's saying, it's just how he says it. And he's just, guys. It sounds like he's just a sneeze away from talking properly. And it's like, guys. Because you think maybe if he has that sneeze, he might be a really passionate speaker, but like, guys, shh, I swear down you, we're going to cut the deficit, get our country back. Cameron, I'm coming for you, bro, I'm from Labour. The problem is, his speeches are boring, aren't they? Let's be honest, political speeches are boring. Liven it up, stick them on a trampoline. Because I would watch it.
The trampoline pan would only work if the camera was at, like, a height where you had to jump to get into shot.
Yes.
That is a political speech. If you go, I suggest. His government have that too.
You're suggesting Cirque du Soleil take over, or...
Potentially.
All I'm saying is more people watch that than the speech.
All sorts of things would be more interesting on a trampoline. Sex would be better on a trampoline.
What, with Ed Miliband?
No, not with Ed Miliband. If you had sex on a
Brother
trampoline...
Dave got in first.
You have sex on a trampoline and you can become a member of the 10-foot-high, no-foot-high, 10-foot-high, no-foot-high...
He's basically made it fun for the Tories, because they could say anything they want. He's unelectable. So you can do whatever the hell you want, do you know what I mean? Like, we're going to kill everyone. Yeah, but I'd rather that than vote Ed Miliband.
So what changes does Ed Miliband propose to bring in about voting?
Is it the 16-year-olds can vote?
Yes, absolutely, 16-year-olds and 17-year-olds, because that would be really weird if you just said 16-year-olds too. But then when, what, you're 17? No, you can't. It's because you've gone hormonal again. I mean, you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. We don't know. We don't know where.
Have a gap year.
Yeah, that'd be great. Gap year for voting.
Yeah, but that's a take one.
Listen, all young people are going to have a gap year of about 40 years before they vote again anyway.
And it seems very fair that you should be able to vote at 16 in Scotland, because 16, a lot of places in Scotland, that counts as middle-aged, doesn't it? So...
Yeah, to be honest, at 16, I don't think I would have been trusted myself, because my question would have been, will there be girls there? Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, I don't think there's girls.
Yeah, Poet Babe Station. That should have been. Whole Babe Station.
Girls there miming, voting. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. You can
X my box.
How about giving 3-year-olds the vote and still having one ballot box, but 4 different shapes that they have to put through?
Does work as well as the system we have now. What do Labour want public sector employees to have to declare?
Their class.
Their class, yes. Or their class. Is it? Which is it? Oh, no. I'll give myself away, haven't I? Their class.
There's 2 ways I definitely can find out if someone's working class in public sector jobs. One, put bingo pens in the stationery office. If they go, you know they're in. The other one is put on a coat strip, because my aunties, they'll go to Syria if there's a rest stop and a tour guide. Love a coat strip. Anyway.
Middle-class people don't want to self-identify as middle class. They, you know, middle class want to be, you know, because it's more authentic. You know, where it's, you know, middle class is such a bland state of affairs.
It's not bland,
What
is
is
it?
it, rustic?
Have you tasted some of their food? What kind of flavours going on in there? Isn't it? It's not bland being middle class.
Have you mistaken middle class for Indian? The naan's incredible.
We call them nans. We was in Birmingham the other week doing a gig and you had cream on top of your goulash.
No, listen.
Hey.
Hang on, why are you eating goulash? Goulash is... it's meat in goulash.
I'm not that much of an idiot. It was
Vegetable goulash.
Can I have a beef goulash, but hold the beef?
Rob and I had an argument, a discussion about the fact that I thought it had combined so much with the goulash that it rendered the situation untenable. But Rob said, "You could have screamed that out, mate. I don't know what's wrong with you." It's got scream. It's not vegan. It's eating cream over here. I can't believe it. I haven't even heard of it in Lewisham.
Oh, we're such great mates.
It's a natural banter, which is why we put 5 people in between the two of you. OK, at the end of that round, Paul's got a rush, Holly and Andy. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics and we'll see what our panellists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is unlikely things to hear on a news programme.
As I report from my 6th day here in war-torn Syria, I think the lesson learned is that I should never have called my producer a wanker.
According to statistics, the French economy is now the weakest growing of all the economies in Europe.
Sport now. All Manchester United fans, please look away.
You've reached Al Jazeera News, which means you're only 20 channels away from actually finding porn.
Here, you'll never guess who's dead.
Just time now to see what the papers say.
We will now attempt to talk to the survivors of the cliff fall. You all right, mate?
After the fire in the aromatherapy candle factory, the situation is now calm.
And now over to our foreign correspondent. Do you speak English?
Now it's time for the news near you. Hello!
There are human remains on the blood-stained streets and the despair in the eyes of everyone you meet. Rob Beckett for BBC News, Magaluf.
There continues to be heavy shelling here. Ramesh Ranganathan at the peanut factory.
Now it's over to our toys and games correspondent, Natasha Kaplunksky.
And eventually the sun will go supernova, the earth will become dark and frozen, and everyone will die. That was the long-range weather forecast.
To my right, in my peripheral vision, Andy Parsons is showing us his penis. More on that as it unfolds.
We go over now to our vegan correspondent. I'm terribly sorry. He appears to have gone strawberry.
And David Cameron has delivered on all his promises to the Scottish people.
Just time for a quick look at tomorrow's papers. So the Times and the Telegraph lead with industrial strife, and in the Sun we can see that Caroline from Dagenham has got a terrific pair of norks.
OK, the next topic is things you wouldn't hear on a medical show.
I'm sorry, I know nothing about the inner workings of the human body. Honestly, hand on my heart, it's...
I'm Dr. Christian, and remember, however embarrassing your condition is, you'll never look as weird as I do.
Health officials have shut down the village fete. Apparently there was an outbreak of tombola.
I think we've got the balance about right here. The hospital is clean, but the nurses are filthy.
We'll be starting the procedure by numbing your breasts. Num, 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 num. Num, 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 num.
Well, that really is an enormous growth, Mr. Thomas. I think it might be better to leave it and remove you.
Please let me assure you it's perfectly normal and the swelling will go down. It's just that I find you really attractive.
And if you've been affected by any of the issues on embarrassing bodies tonight, think how I feel. I had to touch it.
So, if you'd like to bend over, I'm just going to check your prostate. Maybe slightly uncomfortable. I'm going in now. Look, no hands!
Now, our next guest, believe it or not, is both a poo and a lice inspector. Sorry, police inspector.
Of course I know what I'm doing. Give me the defibrillator. I'm going to defib something.
Yes, I'm afraid it's the big C. Yep. Jeremy Hunt is paying the hospital a visit.
This week on Embarrassing Bodies, FIFA.
I'm afraid there's been a problem with your X-ray. He's put a sex tape of you up on the internet.
This is where obese people need to step up to the plate, step away from the plate.
So I'm off to give blood, or as I like to call it, self-harm for a biscuit.
people say give blood, but it really freaked the kids out on Christmas morning.
Welcome to another episode of Bush Doctors, or as I call them, gynecologists.
In just 1 week on a lad's holiday, Kevin got an STD, had his stomach pumped and lost a finger. Legend!
OK, at the end of that round, the points go to Romesh, Holly and Andy. And that's the end of the show. This week's winners are Rob Beckett, Hugh Dennis and Milton Jones. Commiserations to Andy Parsons, Holly Walsh and Romesh Ranganathan. Thank you for watching. I'm Dara Breen. Good night.
Mock the Week next week returns to its usual Thursday night home. Also back for a new series, actually, is Buzzcocks, complete with new host Rod Gilbert, Monday at 10. Now, how about trying this? 1Xtra's Hip Hop Mastermind, available now on BBC iPlayer.
Welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara O'Brien. Joining me this week are Andy Parsons, Sarah Pascoe and Josh Widdicombe, Ed Byrne, Hugh Dennis and James Acaster. We start with a round called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what's happening. So, what's going on here?
Is it a PR stunt by the Conservatives that in order to look more human, they all have to be followed around by a Dalek at all times?
Is it actually just the worst pairing ever on Strictly Come Dancing?
Is this not David Cameron meeting the only 70s television star not being investigated by Operation...
It's a Dalek saying, "Don't worry, David, I know what it's like to have doctors hate you as well."
I actually think the Dalek could be worried that the TARDIS is broken because he's asked for 2014 and he's got out and he's like, Friends is on TV, there's a war in Iraq. Someone just left take that. A famous sportsman got off for killing his partner, and back in the 90s.
Is it just Doctor Who regenerates as twat?
I like the idea that David Cameron has walked by and somebody just goes to the Dalek, "You had one job."
Is the Dalek simply going,
ex-public school? It's weird, isn't it? Because it looks like he hasn't even noticed the Dalek.
He's only blanking it because they slept together once.
Do you not remember me? You held me. You held me. You said you could get me work in PR. No, do they know why Cameron is in the news?
This is the Conservative Party conference, which is being held in Birmingham.
Absolutely, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Well done, Hugh. Yes, it's a picture of David Cameron, who faced a difficult start to this year's Conservative Party conference in Birmingham this week. Why? What overshadowed the conference?
Well, Mark Reckless defected over to UKIP.
Indeed,
and in some ways, it's quite a surprise, isn't it, that UKIP accepted a defection from another party, because they don't really like outsiders coming in taking their jobs.
I like Mark... Well, I don't like Mark Reckless, but I like his name.
Yeah.
He could be like an 80s cop. Like, I'd like to see a drama where Reckless is thrown off the case. That's what I'd like to see.
And the other guy who's defected is called Carswell. So that's quite a good team, isn't it?
Reckless and cars. Well, you're
Reckless
off
and
the
cars,
case,
well.
Reckless. We're going to bring in Brian Irresponsible.
Yeah, but prior to this, the thing that he was most famous for, Mark Reckless, wasn't it, was that he got too drunk in the House of Commons and was incapable of voting. He couldn't actually get out of the bar door, if you remember. He was trying to open the bar door to go and vote, and he kept on opening it on his own foot without realising that it was his own foot in the way. And you're guessing he's probably been trying to leave the Conservative Party for years.
I'm very angry at him. A lot of people calling him Judas. He hates that, 'cause that's an immigrant's name.
The problem for all parties, though, when people defect, is you can defect whenever you want, right, to cause the maximum damage. But presumably you could get around that if you just had, like, you know, defection window, couldn't you? Like, you could have it like the transfer window, and then you could have, like, people defecting, and you could have deadline date, and it could all be covered by Sky News. So you get Tories going to UKIP, a couple of Lib Dems going to Labour, Labour bloke joined Stoke City by mistake.
Peter Odemwingie drives to the UKIP training ground and just hangs around, wanting to force their hand into taking him. No. Yeah, what would be the UKIP medical?
There's one medical. Are you white? That's the medical, isn't it?
Well, we've done the skin test, and he seems to be passing it very well. Do you fancy a curry? No. Excellent. It's quite the best candle we've ever had.
But it is the fact as well that he did leave on conference day, which is like dumping someone on their birthday. Like, that's why he's so upset. Like, you've gone, it's all insecure, it's going to get some highlights. Is it because they've got a tighter immigration policy than me?
That wasn't all that happened, obviously. What other setbacks did the Conservatives suffer just for the conference?
We've been looking forward to this. This is the man the Conservative MP who exposed himself over social media whilst wearing his blue and red paisley pyjamas.
Yes.
Yeah,
what was his
that's
name?
right.
Brooks and Newmark.
Oh, it's quite the romantic novelist name, isn't it? I mean, Mark Reckless is a crazy cop on the edge, but Brooks Newmark is your first pet and the road you grew up on. I don't know the real name, but...
Do you think he looks like if you pumped up Ed Miliband?
Yeah, he does, yeah.
And then just slowly let the air out of him?
I find myself in the odd... I don't normally feel this way, but I feel sorry for him. I think it's... He got stung by a journalist pretending to be a girl.
Yeah.
Sent him lewd photographs of another girl.
I know. I have sympathy for him as well. But the penis is not an attractive... At the no seduction is worth by going, well, wait till you see this. This is a very beautiful thing. No, women, I know not generalisation for women, but they don't find men's bits, I think, as just visually, well, that is a particularly lovely.
Is that why there's the little opening at the front of the pyjamas?
It's specifically designed for that, yeah.
Right,
pyjamas, so in order for you to get your junk out, quick photo, pop it back in again.
In the olden days, you just pop it out of your pyjamas, quickly draw a charcoal sketch, fold it up, give it to a carrier pigeon, they'd take it to a local madam.
Or brass rubbing, but you've got to be careful because it gets bigger as you go on.
There's a generational element to this, though, that it is very much the lingua franca for young people and their... Josh, please. I would have put in, you're a young man. Is this common now, just as a... Hello, you look quite nice. Click, click, here you go. I'm just... it's a standard form of address, I'm told.
I wasn't expecting to be put on the spot, Dara, but I can say that one of you has received a photo of me already this evening. And when you all go back to your dressing rooms, my cock is on your phone, Dara.
Well, that is... I mean, I thought it'd be preloaded anyway, like the U2 album. But that would be very exciting.
I tell you what, and people would be complaining about the space that was taken up on their phones.
I hope you've got a 32 gig for this, baby. Can we move on to the actual meeting itself, the Conservative Party conference? How has that gone? How have the Conservatives, in the light of all these scandals, won back the hearts and minds of the British public?
Cameron wants to bring back the idea that you'll have your own doctor again. They want to extend GP hours and also have you don't just see annual GP, you'll have your own GP, which I like the idea of, because my surgery, you don't know which one you're going to see, And sometimes when you arrive, we've got one of those electronic arrive for your appointment things. Rather than talk to a receptionist, they feel there's a more efficient way of spreading disease if you all have to touch a screen. And sometimes it'll say you're going to see this doctor or that doctor, but sometimes it doesn't know. And one time I've gone in and it's actually gone, you are seeing Dr. Unknown. My old nemesis. We meet again, Dr. Unknown.
People are worried about kind of immigration and employment. People are defecting to UKIP. And so to counter that, they've come up with this amazing policy, which is that if a parent or something dies and he leaves a pension, they're going to reduce the tax that you have to pay after death. You kind of think, what is that exciting in any sense?
Yes.
No.
To rich people, that is enormously exciting.
I don't understand it. What about zombies?
OK. Zombies is a legal grey area.
Do they have to pay it, or do they get a rebate?
They don't get a rebate, but they only have to pay a lower rate of tax on when they draw down the lump sum that they had previously invested but not taken. Presuming they became a zombie after 75. Before 75, of course, they get the same series of monthly payments that I have leading up to the breakup.
I think I had a really good analogy for this, because I think it's really, really terrifying, isn't it? These voiceless people seem to be having, and vulnerable people having their benefits cut. And the trouble with Tories is they tell you that they kind of sell this idea that it's these people's fault. And so this is my analogy. So I don't know if you know this, but girls, when they're in the toilets, some girls hover because they think that public toilets are disgusting.
What, off the floor?
No. Yes! It's amazing. We can do that.
You are amazing!
Yeah. But we only do it in secret or you'll love us too much. So the girls hover above the toilet seats and then they wee, and then that means that what they do is they kind of spray a fine mist all over the toilet seat, which means that if you're a trusting person who doesn't think that toilets are disgusting, you just sit down and then you're covered with somebody else's urine and you have to take it off. And actually the point is, if no one ever hovered, everyone could sit on toilets. It would be fine for everyone. It's just like the Tories. You see?
It's a hell of an analogy. Yeah. That is... I think we can all get behind that as a political slogan if nobody ever hovered.
I don't know whether I like girls more or less after that.
I'm just glad that I'm not the only one who hovers.
At the end of that
Now
round, the points go to Josh, Sarah and Andy.
we play a round called You Keep Me All Night, Baby. This involves Josh and James. If you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launch the wheel of news, and wherever it chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is adventure. Who wants to come in that? James.
I'm not a very adventurous person. I've only ever used one side of a cheese grater. Got no idea what the other three sides even do. I'm not the only one either, because everyone knows what side I'm talking about, right? Big holes. Got no time for small holes and tiny holes. And if you've ever seen small... It's the roughest side of anything I've ever seen in my life, small holes. It's rows of tiny little spikes. So every time I'm going to use that side is in self-defence. Then you've got to wash it. I don't know how you negotiate that. How you wash something that is rougher than your own scouring pad. Interestingly, the only thing rough enough to wash a cheese grater is a second cheese grater. I refuse to believe that anyone has ever used the side with the three curvy slits in it. Don't need them. Get rid of them, replace with something I'd actually use in my day-to-day cheese needs. Like, for me, it'd be a device that in one smooth downward motion completely unwraps a baby bell. Someone told me the other day the three curvy slits they use for slicing cheese. Apparently. It's the word on the street. Now, if I'm going to slice cheese, my first port of call is seldom the grater. Call me old-fashioned, I'm a knife man. It might become a fuddy-duddy, but I like it. It's unpredictable. You always start out. You're thinking, well, this cheese coating's going excellently. Oh, yeah. It just passed the halfway mark and the cheese takes over. Can't reverse it. It's made its mind up now. And yeah, now you've got to slice the cheese that's half the size you wanted in the first place. But at least you got some stories.
Thank you, James, for comprehensively dealing with the topic of adventure there.
What, mate?
That leaves us with Josh. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And it's crime. Away you go.
So, I had my cheese grater stolen. I got burgled, not for the cheese grater. When you get burgled, everyone says the same thing to you. Everyone says, oh, tell you what the worst thing about being burgled is. It's knowing that a stranger's been through your things. You go, no. It's not the worst thing about being burgled, is knowing a stranger has my things. If they had just been browsing, I wouldn't have given a shit. Offer me two options. One, come home, my laptop is gone. Or two, come home, find a stranger in my room going, well, I like this T-shirt, but have you got it in a large? I thought my dad had said I've been burgled. He said, we know why you've been burgled and we haven't. It's because we're in the neighbourhood watch. I said, no, it isn't. It's because you live in Devon. A small village in the middle of nothing, but mile upon mile of moorland. I mean, no one's going to burgle you because whatever they took, it wouldn't cover their petrol money. From what I can tell, the only proactive thing the neighbourhood watch does is once a month they have a meeting. All that does, it tells burglars for one night out of every 30. All houses are empty and unwatched. There's this paranoia about crime back in Devon, where I'm from. Went back recently, went into the local co-op, and it's a tiny co-op in a tiny village. But I went up to desk, and there was a sign that said, did you know we now do legal advice? And obviously my first reaction was, no. And to be honest, I was pleasantly surprised you did Sugar Puff, so... Why is the co-op now doing legal advice? Just too many people coming in going, I'll have 10 silk cut, a Viennetta, and I've killed a man.
Well done, very good. Well remoted. Point in that go to J.J. Carter. Come on, sit down. Our next round is called This Is the Answer, What is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. James, which category would you like?
I would like sport, please, Dara.
OK, sport it is. The answer is 8 out of 10. What is the question?
How many buzzcocks have got news for you?
Is it how many Tory MPs are currently trying to delete their WhatsApp photo messages as we speak?
It's a sport question. Is it how many of the hairs on Wayne Rooney's head started on his arse?
Is it?
I think that's where they get them, isn't it? You have that done?
Yes, it is. I haven't had that done. No, I haven't had that done.
I didn't say no. I didn't say you would have it done. I wasn't looking at you as though you had it done.
Clean shaven would my arse be if this is me after the transplant?
You might have had it done the other way.
You think I got my it's lovely now. It's very comfortable now. Yeah. Shall we move on?
Here's one that 4 people will get. In the unaired finale of Star Trek Voyager, who did 7 of 9 marry?
Or is it how many people watched Emma Watson's speech for the wrong reasons?
Is it how many people in my hip-hop dance troupe are not twins?
Are you one of the twins?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
Is it, if you asked Kanye West to name 10 people he admires, how many people would be Kanye West?
Is it how many Strictly celebrities are having affairs with their dance partners?
What are my rough chances of happiness every time I dip into a bag of Revels?
Coffee, is it? Coffee
I don't like the coffee. I'm not fond of the orange.
Do you not like the orange?
Don't like the coffee at all, and I'm not fond of the orange.
Yeah.
Do not push me on this. I swear to God, I will take your fucking eye out. Sorry.
Ed! I've said this before. Let it go in the Revels.
All right.
Ed, just buy a bag of minstrels, Ed. I've said it to you constantly.
How many of the answers in this round won't be broadcast?
Yeah. Now, Ed, does anyone want to try to answer the question?
So I think this is actually how many times Europe have beaten America in the Ryder Cup.
Very good. Thank you very much, Sarah. That's fantastic, yeah.
We need a points, man.
Yes, the question I was looking for was about the Ryder Cup. It's how many of the Ryder Cup tournaments have the European team now won over the last 2 decades? This is the 40th Ryder Cup, which saw the European team win 16.5 to 11.5 against the United States at Gleneagles this weekend, continuing their domination since the mid-90s. Have you been gripped? I would turn to you, but you probably were. Ed, have you been gripped? Yeah, I'm saying guessing it's a no.
Ah, the golf. It's like football, but slower.
Seeing all of these Europeans getting on so well together, loving being part of a team together, UKIP must hate the Ryder Cup, mustn't they?
What I thought was so odd about this, so the Ryder Cup used to be between Britain and America.
Yeah.
And then we kept losing all the time.
Yep.
So then we made it Britain and Ireland against America. And then we kept losing all the time. So now we've made it the whole of Europe against America. And now we win all the time, which means they're going to add on another country, like Russia. And then we're going to have to add on another country, like... No, Spain's in Europe, Sarah.
Yeah.
They're going to add on another country. So eventually, everyone in the world will be playing in this competition apart from women.
What was Rory McIlroy wearing to help him deal with the cold?
It was like oven gloves.
Oh, was it for the cold?
Yeah, what did you think? Why did you think he was wearing he was using a puppet show about 2 sharks?
Yeah,
He'd won the Ryder Cup and he'd also got through to the semi-finals of the Great British Bake Off. So
It would have been a lot better if he'd also worn one of those aprons with, like, a naked woman's body on it, wouldn't it?
He's got the good oven gloves, but it's like 2 separate ones, and not the, you know, the ones that are one oven glove for each hand, and then that filthy hammock. It's the most bacteria-ridden bit of fabric in your entire house. What are you using it for? Handling food? Nice one.
In other news, who has David Cameron had to apologise to in the last week?
Queen.
The Queen.
Yeah, because he told, I think it was the ex-mayor of New York, wasn't it? And it was overheard by a journalist. He said that when the Queen heard the Scottish referendum result, she purred. Which apparently she does. Yeah. What he didn't say is that when she doesn't like something, she goes, bah!
Did she purr, or is that not just the sound that a phone makes when you hang up on somebody?
But I do like the idea of the Queen purring. I think that would make a fantastic Christmas message, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah, the speech.
She's sat there on the little armchair, she's got a little saucer of milk, a little scratching post on the other side, and just going, oh...
Would the Duke of Edinburgh be scratching her behind the neck? Is that what happened? Oh, sorry, I touched you.
Hello, you two. Hello.
Yeah, everyone saw that, right?
What's under the desk? Get up and show us what's under the desk, Justice.
Sarah, quickly, hover. Hover out of here right now.
I don't know.
I tell you what, that is the furthest I've ever been with a girl.
I mean, I get on one level, yes, she's like a cat. We feed her, and she treats us with a fair amount of contempt.
I'm disappointed that in the most candid revelation of what she's like on the phone, it was just a bit of a purr. That he didn't say, and I told her, it's OK, Scotland decided to stay, and she said, oh, get in, you fucking beauty.
At the end of that round, the points go to Ed, Hugh and James. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see, so if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics, and then we'll see what our panelists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is unlikely things for a sports commentator to say.
And Hamilton takes the checkered flag. Give back the checkered flag!
And you join us tonight for the boxing. I really hope a fight doesn't kick off like last time. Guys, can't we just talk about...
Welcome to Under-16s badminton, where the players are still laughing at the word shuttlecock.
Oh, and the club has connected beautifully there. But according to World Boxing Federation rules, that's an instant disqualification.
And Switzerland takes the gold and hangs on to it even after the Second World War is after.
He turns, he shoots, and that is a horrible end to the Grand National.
Say what you like about dressage, I couldn't give a shit.
And Slippery Bastard is in first with all arms and legs. Second, Belly Flop Boy coming on the inside. And yes, I have forgotten the swimmers' names and have resorted to funny nicknames.
And you join me here in Helsinki for the final of the curling. And you know what that means? My career is going shit.
And the referee checks his watch and realises it was given by the Brazilian FA. He's going to have to return it.
Oh, so will it be Oxford? Will it be Cambridge? Who will provide most of the new cabinet?
And there's a streaker on the pitch. 2 words, hubba, hubba.
And as they take the last bend, that is the end of the Ben Stealing Championships.
And it's the relay, and he's made a grab for the baton. Oh, that's not the baton. But he's got a smile on his face anyway.
And Rosberg makes a mistake. He runs wide into turn 2. Why is he running? Get in the car, you twat!
OK, the next topic is lines you wouldn't hear in a TV detective show.
Next up, on Channel 5, a woman has a painful wrist in RSI Miami.
Of course I dusted for Prince. I'm his cleaner, and he prefers to be known as the artist formerly known as Prince.
How did I recognise him from just his genitalia? The red and blue paisley pyjamas around the outside.
Do you not speak Danish?
This week, Rosemary and Thyme are joined by 2 Indian detectives. Turmeric and chilli.
You're going to arrest me for making lewd and childish innuendos? I hope you don't expect me to come quietly.
This week, there's panic in Midsommar as they meet their first black man.
Ah, you said it was a whodunit. Yeah, we arrested Hugh Dennis.
I think I have solved it, Watson. No shit, Sherlock.
There has been a heinous crime committed on the Orient Express. Somebody has done a shit while the train was still in a station.
Leave me alone, Watson. I'm going to go back into my mind palace and have the wank of a lifetime.
Yeah. The murderer has cut out the victim's tongue. Let's get that back to the lab. I've got some envelopes need licking.
Now, Constable, the fact that you've had to redo the chalk outline 17 times should surely be an indication that the victim is still alive.
I shoot my gun like I shoot my load into my hand.
You're under arrest. You're not obliged to say anything, but anything you do say means you'll be an actor rather than an extra and you get paid a bit more.
So you say that at the time of the murder, you were hosting Daybreak on ITV. So there's no witnesses to corroborate.
Hello, we're the fashion police. Let's see the body. Oh, blue with green. He deserves to die.
Okay, again, and the prize going to Ed, Hugh and James.
And that's the end of the show. This week's winners are Andy Parsons, Sarah Pascoe and Josh Widdicombe. Commiserations to Ed Byrne, Hugh Garris and James Acaster. Thank you for watching. I'm Dara Breen. Good night.
There's more comedy at the same time tomorrow night on BBC Two. The letter L provides inspiration for the new series of QI.